This is an unboxing of the Cooler Master Elite 371. As you can see by the specs here on the side, this is a value case, as you can also probably tell by all the optional badging next to the fans. It does accommodate the Cooler Master Hyper 212 cooler, as well as it probably will do the 520 and others. So let's get inside, see what's in here. This is what you're going to find once it's out of the box. It is packed in very thin styrofoam, so again, there's the value aspect of it. You're not gonna, when you're paying, I'm only paying, this is how much I'm paying for this case. That's right, $29, oh, right as my monitor goes to sleep, that is excellent. Okay, so $29 for this case. So you can get it out of its styrofoam prison there. Here is what you're going to find on the bottom of the case. So this is very similar to the Cooler Master Elite 430 that I have down here, that I have unboxed, and that it has a bottom fan mount, as well as this is a filter for your power supply. This just, you scrunch it in and it removes. It's not really the greatest design in my personal opinion, but the fact that there is a filter down there is nice for if you are doing a bottom mounted power supply. I do somewhat recommend having the power supply taking in air from the bottom here. So try not to scratch up my desk too much here with this. Here is what you're going to get with the Elite series. So this is really similar up here to the top of the 430, which is down here. It's on right now currently. It's a front bezel. This is a slightly nicer aluminum, or, well, it's not aluminum, it's fake aluminum, but the case overall has sort of a nice professional appearance. It's, you know, its brother down here, not entirely so much. Here's the other side for you. It does have an included 120mm back here. Let's go ahead and get this off. So there's 2 thumb screws. Comes with a total of 4 back here, so that is nice. Some value cases only include side panel, the main side panel. Taking this off, it is more rigid than the Elite 430. Here are your drive mounts, some paper. Here is a 120 or 140mm fan. This mesh right here on my 430, I had to cut it out in order to get the fan to stop buzzing. So depending on the fan you put in there, it might be kind of loud. Here are your front panel connectors. So this is a USB. Here is your HD audio, and then coming back through here, this is a this attachment here is a AC97. Oh, come on, autofocus. Apparently it doesn't like HD audio. Here's your front panel connectors. That's pretty much all that's there. Here's your included fan. It does come with a plug, so you can plug this into the 3-pin by just removing this piece here, or you can plug it into Molex. Up there are your filtered top fan mounts for your fans. Down there on the bottom, like I said, this is an 80, 92, or 120, and that is actually the same back here, as you can see from the mounting holes. So that is nice. You can, if you are upgrading from a case, you can sort of, what would you say, like use some of your old fans possibly. With your CPU cut out, there is not enough room really to run the 4+4 up here, so you are probably going to have it snaking from the power supply up along the motherboard. You can see I've sort of done something like that with the Antec 900 here. One of the cables, the 4+4 runs up through there. Oh, and up behind there where you can't see it, but anyway, that is what is on this side. What this is going to be upgrading, amazingly, is that. This is the first case that I ever built things in. I believe this is a Logisys case. You'd think that this was not having any high-end hardware in it, but you'd actually be a bit wrong. So that is dual 80mm in the front, so I can reuse those. One of those will be going on the bottom. Single hard drive cage. It doesn't have a dual one that you can remove. This case is actually sweet considering it's from like year 2000, but you know, hey, look at that. In there you could fit a 6990, but it just wouldn't be cooled very well. So that is a 140mm power supply in a case from this age. Anyway, so I will update you when I have all that stuff transferred into the Elite 4... No, this is not an Elite 430. That is an Elite 430. This is an Elite 371. So thank you for checking out my video, and I will have you updated here in 1 second. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, well, two things I guess. Here are your included screws. It comes with a case speaker, as well as some zip ties and a little tool for installing your motherboard standoffs. But with this case not coming with many fans, I'm fortunate enough to have just tri-cools just sitting around from an Antec 900, or not 900, or 300 that died on me. And with the included fan here, I recommend at bare minimum running this fan and a fan up here in the front, or a fan on the bottom half side of the case. The way that I'm probably going to be running this is I'm going to have a tri-cool up here, an 80mm up here. This fan here I might actually take it off and put it on the side, and then put the, this is probably going to be a green tri-cool, and then two blues up here, and a blue down here. But keep that in mind when looking at buying this case. These fans specifically are like $10 a piece. This is $40 in fans here. $40 from this case is getting you into probably the $80 range of cases. You can get the 922 by Cooler Master for that price, and it comes with well, giant fans like this, for example. So keep that in mind when you are you know, the 922 comes with these. So there is a possibility that you could mod one of these to fit in here, but I'm not going to bother with that. This is for a workstation machine that I didn't want colored fans in. So anyway, keep that in mind when you are installing fans in this machine. One last thing, I promise. Something to keep in mind with this case. This is the front cover off here. These you have to break out, but it's not such a big deal. You can put them back on if you want to. You need to plan ahead, though, for what your motherboard's configuration is going to be. Because twice now, with this case, it's the same deal. Down here, this is the 430. Oh, come on, autofocus. Autofocus hates me today. But you need to break these out. They're designed to break inwards like this. You need to sort of place your motherboard in here and figure out where this is going, where things need to be lined up, and punch these out. These can't be replaced. If you want to buy like some covers for $5, you can just break all these out and then just put the covers on. But that is one thing to keep in mind. And also, if you really wanted a backside view of the case, there you go. This is your cable management area back here. You want to run the fan cable through here and sort of tie them up through here. It's not the best cable management, if I'm honest, but hey, $29.99. I'm not going to bicker too much, but that is with everything ripped apart. I'm going to go ahead and install a tri-cool up here. Possibly need to cut this mesh out. That's what I did with the 430, but this has reasonable enough ventilation back here. It's a little bit filtered, so cutting that mesh out doesn't do a whole lot. It's just that when you reach your hand under here, and if your computer is on for whatever reason and you're reaching your hand under here, you know, the fan might go and take out your fingers, but you'll live. So here's how the build ended up coming out. I changed my fan plan, and so I've reused the 80 mils that were in my really old case. This one is an intake. Power supply is intaking air from here, or not from here, I'm sorry, from the bottom. I took the fan that came with the case, installed it on the side panel. It should blow directly on this 8800 GTS. And I've taken the rear fan, just installed it into that slot. And this is a blue Antec tri-cool, and a blue Antec tri-cool up here. I was going to go green and blue and blue. Or wait, no, I'm sorry, blue. And then probably sticking this one up here. And that's probably better cooling, but, you know, I'm not really sure this system needs it. It used to need it before when this was this way, because this fan sucks way too much air and it would actually starve components in here. But anyway, that's how it turned out. Cable management isn't really the best. I've done much better in my other cases, but the nice thing is with this having no side panel window, you can't see any of it, so I didn't actually bother all that much. It doesn't restrict any air. It just looks better, so that's what that ended up looking like. And I ended up going with blue because this looks like it'll light up blue kind of nicely, and I bet you that this is blue as well. It's the hard drive activity light. And so I didn't really want like blue here and then green here and then like blue on the top, so I just went with, or I'm sorry, green on the top. I thought it might look a little mismatched, so anyway, that's the setup I did. If I ever decide to, this will have to be upgraded, but if I ever upgrade this to, I don't know, 700 watts or 650 watts, I might stick a second Nvidia in here, because I have two of these. This is a Crossfire motherboard, so I can do SLI, but I can do PhysX. So, and then the wireless card to move down one. But anyway, that's what it looks like. You know, this is a full size, I think this is an 8-inch or 8.5-inch card, so you've got quite a bit of room. It's not going to fit my monstrosity of a 6870, which is 11.5 inches, but, well, actually, I don't know, it might, but I wouldn't stick it in here anyway. So, anyway, that's the way I did it. This is a 120 on the side. Just left this slot up here open. One thing to consider is this is a huge power supply. There's smaller ones out there, and I didn't think that I have a 140, and I could have stuck here, but I didn't think that it would clear it. The 120 clears it fine, but just something to note. And so that scary moment has come, where it's finally time to see if everything that you've put together works properly. Oh yeah. That is a very bright power LED. I can hear that I'm getting, I don't know if you can hear that, just a small amount of buzz from that mesh back there, but I think I'll leave it alone because it's actually not as bad as it was on the 430. There's that top fan. You can see the rear fan in there. Yep. That one's working. That one's working. That one's working. Awesome. It's the back. Overall, I'd say it's a pretty nice case. I wasn't excited and thrilled about it when I originally bought it, but it was such a good price at only $30 that it was so much better than that, thanks Windows, than that piece of crap that I was using before for this high-end build. But anyway, that's how it turned out. It's kind of nice that with this bright power button and everything, if you install fans that aren't LED at all, you won't mistake when the system is like on or off, because it'll be bright and tell you so. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Have a good one.